Here we go. We're at Corliss Brothers with garden author Deb Lambert with our plant or plants of the week. Deb, is that right?
Plants of the week.
Plants
indeed.
of the week. All right, what do we have?
Well, we have a nice assortment of early spring bloomers, nice early color. And the group that we see the most of here, we've got a few surrounding here, are the Andromedas, or Pieris. And there are a few different varieties. And generally speaking, they will get anywhere from 5 feet high to maybe 6 to 8 feet high in the case of some of the taller varieties. And starting over in the front here, we actually have Cavatine, which is one of the lower ones. It grows 3 to 4 feet tall, 3 to 4 feet wide. Because you can see a nice compact habit, very small foliage. Very pretty plants. They sometimes call them lily of the valley shrubs or lily of the valley flowers because of the little dangling bells. They're very, very pretty. In the back we have a Japanese Pieris, which is the original Pieris from which all of the others are hybridized, the Japanese varieties. And this one will get up to 8 feet or so in time. So that's a larger scale plant, a little more open in its habit. It's nice for background planting.
8 feet, all right.
Next we have Dorothy Wyckoff with that pinkish tinge, which is so pretty. One of our most popular ones for sure. This one also will get eventually into this 8-foot range, but it is more compact in its habit than the straight Japanese. Over here we have one that's a combination of mountain Andromeda and Japanese Andromeda called Brower's Beauty. And this one is just a beautiful, I love the big strapping clusters of flowers that this one has. It's a little more showy, and it's nice for a big area. It will get about 5 feet or so in height altogether. It's more compact, but it has the more showy flower cluster. And then over here we have Valley Rose with that really distinctive pinkish color, which is really nice in the landscape. Again, the little dangling bells, which are so pretty. And then in the front we have another variety, which is Mount Fire. The nice thing about Mount Fire is after the flowers have faded and the new growth comes along, which at this point we only see the little buds in there, that new growth that comes out will be fire engine red, bright red, and will hold on to that nice red color for a long time into the season. So you have more seasons of interest and color with that. And then lastly in the front we have an azalea called Karen. And this is a handsome plant, very compact growing, one of the earliest to bloom, obviously, so it's a nice punch of color early in the season. It will get about 4 to 5 feet high and 4 to 5 feet wide. Cool. So it does keep that nice compact habit. The other thing I have in the front here are some of the basic things that we want to talk about when we talk about planting and taking care of them in the future. What this is a planting mix. Our Corliss mix is a organic compost-based planting mix which has microbes and everything that the plants need to get off to a good start. So we'd mix maybe in a plant this big about a 10-pound bag like that in with the best of your soil. Get them off to a really good start. During the summer I always feed with Neptune's Harvest every couple of weeks to keep them blooming and flourishing. Hollytone is a nice supplement for the spring if you want to do a nice spring feeding. It gives them the acidity that they need, which is an important thing with rhododendrons, azaleas, pieris, mountain laurels, all of those relatives. And then one more additive I have here is occasionally you will find that your azaleas, rhodies, and pieris will get a little bit yellow or off color, and despite your feeding the hollytone and giving them enough nitrogen, and that lack of color may indeed be corrected with iron, a dose of iron, and that is a good thing to add, and I usually do it once a year as a general purpose. The other thing is the wilt-proof or the wilt stock. Now those are very valuable for winter. Anything that has a broad leaf like that is going through the winter with that leaf intact, so they're going to lose a lot of moisture during the course of the winter. And if you can stop that moisture loss by applying something that's really just a pine resin, as both of those are, the wilt-proof or the wilt stock, they kind of seal up the foliage. You spray up and under the foliage as well, because there are a lot of pores or stomata on the underside of the leaf from which moisture is lost. So this kind of seals them up and keeps them in good shape right through the winter. It's a good idea, especially if it's a little bit breezy when you're planting them. But in general, sunny areas to partial shade are ideal for these particular plants.
All right, those are our plants of the week from Corliss Brothers with garden author Deb Arthur. Let me try that again, Deb Lambert, the garden author.
That's right.
It's early in the morning, right?
Or the garden Lambert, either way.
There we go, all right. I'm Rick Moore with more stuff online.